Hello, hello. Tonight it's me and Toulouse recording a video. We just got home from work and I felt like I should spend a bit of time kind of recording what the plan is with the Golf. Loads of people have been asking. So yeah, I think for my benefit and for anyone that's interested, we're going to just spend a bit of time talking through what's changed, why it's changed, what the original plan was, why we're moving away from it, and just unpacking it a little bit. So yeah, stick around and we'll talk you through it. Hello, mate. So this is what we've got. This was the original plan. We've got a fully reconditioned EG cylinder head. You can see the paint's kind of worn off in storage. A fully reconditioned O2O gearbox. Fifth gear was stripped, it now is not. These two are actually original from the car. This one, however, is a H block. So for anyone that's a bit of a geek, these blocks are a thicker casting. They were heavily used by like hill climbers, and anyone kind of trying to tune these engines, because you could bore them out to be quite large. Spooky, that cupboard door just opened. But inside it are G60 piston tops. So once you machine the kind of bit that protrudes off the top, they then look like a dish style piston, which are quite hard to find. And these are apparently a fairly good match for the engine. So someone was telling me on the forum a very long time ago, the compression is obviously different, but suitable for the 1.6 GTI, like Revy style. I've also got another H block down there, but that is no longer the plan because this bloody engine turned up. I was buying the front panel. That's the front panel. And then the guy that was selling that, Sasha, really nice guy, also had this sat in the storage unit. And yeah, I could not walk away from it. So this is a G60 engine. It has been sat for a little while, so obviously we'll need a full rebuild. So yeah, let's now talk through what the new plan for the Golf is. Right, so here's a question. Who's building a car out there, doing a restoration, whatever, and had a bit of a battle in their head about whether to do it for maximum resale value, and i.e. what the purists would want, or do it for yourself, i.e. change it up if you want. That is something that has plagued me for a very long time, and probably the reason why I ended up going that route, to be honest, and ended up spending all that money. Realistically though, that was really in my head, doing it for maximum resale value. And the more I think about it, the more I've kind of come to the conclusion that you're putting in all of that time, effort, weekends gone, that, yeah, should you really be sort of compromising or settling for something that isn't really what you want? Yeah, so that is kind of why we're now going this completely new route. And what is that route? It's a G60, as you might well have guessed by now. It's got an O2A gearbox attached to it. Excuse me, that's the beer and the pasta. We're going to put an O2J shift tower on it. Common upgrade for those O2A gearboxes. We know the G60 has been ported. We're not sure what stage it's at though. And we're gonna go something, a little bit controversial. We're going to go with a sort of clean, tidy engine bay. I wouldn't say smoothed, but definitely like as neat and tidy and minimalist as possible. I've seen a few builds online with a G60 conversion in, and yeah, I've got a very clear image in my head of what I'm after. What does that entail? That entails moving the battery to the back of the car, wire tuck underneath the inside of the wing, figuring out what can and cannot be removed from the engine bay to tidy it all up, a custom radiator and intercooler to make sure that space saving is nice and they look really good. The radiator will also be top fill because I really don't like the look of an expansion tank bottle. I know it serves a very good purpose, but for the look I'm after, I want it gone. So if anyone is using a top fill radiator without an expansion tank, would love to know pros and cons of going that route. Realistic day-to-day use. This car will be like not a daily driver, but I want kind of reliable, simple use of it. Maybe simple's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Like I don't want shitloads of problems and fall out of love with it over one thing, okay? So yeah, let me know in the comments if you have gone that route yourself and what your experience is. On the front, we'll have G60 brakes for some more stopping power. On the back, the research I've done said just go with the rear drum brakes, the original setup. You're not going to notice loads of difference, or it's kind of unnecessary just because a lot of the stopping power needs to be at the front. Again, would love your input because, yeah, that's just me and Google having a bit of a research session. What else to mention? Sunroof. Might keep it in if I can find a suitable replacement for a really shitty aftermarket sunroof. All that one did was leak, but I do quite like the light that comes in. So yeah, we could go one of two ways. If there's not a suitable aftermarket route that can replace that one, then we'll delete it and get a panel welded in over it. What else? Sorry if you can hear my cat. He's mewing, thinking that I can just open the garage door and it not be a pain in the arse. I know there's a bit of a craze with AN fittings at the moment, and I've succumbed to that craze. There'll probably be a completely new craze by the time I come to doing all of that. But yeah, AN fittings everywhere, as much as we can. In the interior, it will look as OEM as possible. So the gear selector will be made to look like a standard Golf one, even though it will be attached to a cable shift mechanism. Probably Recaro's interior, but trimmed maybe in the grey stripe, which this car had, or maybe the tartan, which is my preference, but not original to the car. But nothing is really original now. So yeah, really likes the tartan. So maybe the tartan route, but definitely Recaro's. I think, yeah, just love the look of them. Is that everything? Let's think. Glass, doors, bodywork will be the same as normal. So we'll stick with the GTI bodywork, red grille, Series 2 dash, lowered, not loads, but lowered, probably using coilovers. Wheels, not sure on. I've got the original, well, not the original, but the period wheels that came with the car. Some really like old retro looking ATS wheels that the original owner had, which I do quite like, but I'm not sure if they'll suit it now. But yeah, the vibe really is going to be sort of a bit of a sleeper look. So on the outside looking pretty standard, but the engine bay having the G60 in, looking all nice and trim. And yeah, let's maybe talk through the order of things because that has also changed, and will inform you on what the next video will probably be. So let's go through that. Right, so you're on the wide angle lens because I can't fit everything in otherwise. It's worse resolution, but stick with it. So what is the plan? first of all, get a front on this car. We're not going to progress too much with the wings because, yeah, I don't want to paint an area where we might need to maybe weld some like studs on for the wire tuck. But really the focus is going to be getting this chassis leg, the front of this sorted, and the front of this on. This panel needs shot blasting. Currently debating buying my own because it's always something that I wanted to have a go at. There's also going to be more that I want to do. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a go. Maybe soda blasting, not sure. If anyone's got any recommendations for which route to go down for a DIY home build, would love to know. So once the front's on, we're going to leave the battery tray and this chassis leg. We're going to leave that as it is. We're then going to rotate the car. We're then going to get the whole underside done. So stripped back, any welding done, fully prepped, and epoxied, most likely. Maybe not. Yeah, epoxied. And we're going to make, at the same time, any modifications that we need for the shift, the new gear selector and the cable mechanism to be mounted underneath the car, because there'll be a few mods that need to be done. Then we're going to get the car on some temporary suspension and wheels, and we are going to get a full dry build done. So engine in, all the ancillaries, rad, cooler, figure out like what fits and what doesn't. Just in the state that it's in, not like, obviously the radiator and cooler might be new, but the engine will just be in the condition that it's in. Really, we're just checking fit. Been watching Superon's videos on the, I think it was a Caddy conversion that he did. Super helpful for understanding like what order to do this kind of thing in. So if you've not watched his videos, check them out. But once the engine is in, then we know like what we can remove from the engine bay. Like, yeah. Something I didn't mention earlier, washer bottle, probably going to be moved under the scuttle, maybe. But yeah, that will also be gone. And then we're going to take it all out and get the bodywork finished, or maybe get some of the bodywork finished as we're doing this, depending on how the order goes. But then we are going to get the bodywork finished, get that off to be painted sometime. Budget is going to be a bit of a deciding factor on when that gets done, to be honest. But whilst the bodywork is done or being done, we're also then going to start working on the engine, get the charger rebuilt and serviced, get the full engine rebuilt. That will also be being done by myself, if the condition of it is okay. There's a really good place down the road from me, Osprey Crankshafts or OCS, that can do all the machining, so they'll get that bit done. And yeah, and then we'll get it all kind of back, assembled, and then put in the car that's painted. I think that's the right order. So thanks for sticking with the video. If you've made it this far, serious kudos, because it's basically just been me rambling at a camera on my own in a garage on a Thursday evening for probably more than I should be. But yeah, that's a rough plan. Would love to hear your thoughts on the approach, things you've done or tried and tested, things that you think I need to know about. If you or anyone watching this needs any 1.6 GTI parts, let me know. I'm going to have a lot available. Engine parts, any kind of system bits. Yeah, there's going to be a lot going. So yeah, let me know. Preferably on Instagram. You can just give me a message. But yeah, that's the rough plan. The next video will actually be cracking back on with this now. So getting that chassis leg and inner wing area sorted. The inner wing on this replacement panel cut is actually pretty good. So I'm going to plan on saving that bit. And yeah, maybe we'll do some sandblasting or soda blasting. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching this. If you made it this far, I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So see you later. Bye.